Okay, thank you. Welcome, everyone. This is State Building Code Council Legislative Committee for March 23rd, 2023. Let's see if we have a quorum here.
Todd Beiruter,
Here.
Tony Don, Damon Doyle, Chill Anderson. Corey sent us an email. He has conflicting meetings, so he won't attend the meeting. Jay Arnold.
Here.
Welcome back, Jay. Micah Chabel. And Representative Romel.
Okay, no worries. So we can still continue through with non-action items. So we'll first of all welcome everyone. Is anyone from the public like to be recognized? No worries. If not, jump in later. We'll jump right into then a recap, the legislative update on agenda item 4, please.
It's coming. Do you see the?
Yep, thank you.
Okay. 10:42. It was an executive session yesterday.
Yep.
We were expecting, the language will read better today, but it seems like it will be more difficult for the council to figure out what exactly the intent is, because this area was added.
That was the big addition, right? The threshold of
which is
10.
okay if it was the intent, but it doesn't really correlate with the first sentence. So I'm not sure how to read it. That's the issue I saw later last night. So it says, the unchanged portions of an existing building, shouldn't be touched, which is okay. But the intent back then when we proposed this amendment was, if you have, whatever you have, if you have a single family, for example, with attached garage, and when you convert the garage to an ADU, you don't need to touch the existing single family dwelling. The other example would be you have a warehouse or a shop, 5,000 square feet. You convert part of it to dwelling units. The dwelling units comply with the energy code. The rest of it do not. With this, how I read it, it's you apply the energy code only if you have more than 10 dwelling units, but the first sentence still stays. So that's will be difficult for the council to figure out again what we can do, what we need to do in the energy code. Personal.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can't remember if this was in there before or it was added yesterday. There were some guidelines on requirements that dwelling had to be at least 3 years old, a couple things like that. Does anyone else have any comments as it relates to how this will affect the rulemaking process for the State Building Code Council? Or any other comments in general? So Stoyan, I think the concern has always been if it's putting too many restrictions on the rulemaking process, right? That may be hard to execute.
Well, we currently have provisions for existing buildings, and again, if the intent was we exempt up to 10 dwelling units if they are added, which it doesn't matter if we like it or not, we'll comply with it. But reading the first sentence, I don't know how to apply it. And Krista is here. Krista, sorry to put you under the bus here, but you're much more knowledgeable than me on the energy code. So did you have time to look this up and kind of compare with the existing requirements for existing buildings, existing currently in the energy code? Can you add something to it?
Well, yeah, basically they would already be exempt from the code as, I mean, if you're not doing anything to it, you're not required to bring it up to current code. So if you're, unless of course it's a change of use, and then you would have to bring it into full compliance.
Krista, is that seems to be the concern here, right? That it would exempt up to 10 for a change of, potentially for a change of use, right?
Right. Looking at an existing old warehouse building, or, you know, the downtown Macy's or something created or turned into apartments, you wouldn't have to meet the energy code for adding windows or doors or wall insulation, heating, etc.
This is how it reads currently.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, well, yeah, I think it's, like you said, it's, if this becomes the mandate, then we just execute. Is there any challenge though to the rulemaking process that we'd have if this was the mandate?
Well, again, I don't, it's difficult for me to, you know, align the first sentence with the second one.
Mhm.
If the intent is to exempt 10 dwelling units, okay, we'll do it, but it doesn't seem logical. I mean, as Krista said, it's not only heat pumps that are, you know, challenged, but we're talking about insulation, windows, anything.
So I'm wondering how much this hangs on the word unchanged. So for its the exterior wall installation, windows, if those things are unchanged, they don't need to be brought up to code. If they are, they do. Is that how you would read this?
The intent for unchanged was that if part of the building stays the same and you are converting the rest of it, the intent was we don't apply the current energy code retroactively to the existing building. At least this was my understanding. And again, it was a small project we used as an example, but you know, single family dwelling with attached garage. You convert the garage, you comply with the current code, but you don't touch the existing single family dwelling because you're not changing the occupancy there. You're not creating anything. It was unchanged. It wasn't intended to address a wall or a roof or something like that.
Yeah, this bill's been interesting, but also challenging for me because I always think of it at the larger scale, and there are obvious things at a larger scale. Change use. I've done a lot of adaptive reuse. I'm trying to think where, you know, like if there was a small neighborhood retail type, you know, structure that was being adapted to residential where it's only 5 or 6 units, right? That's I don't know if that's what they're targeting, because and then there's this whole other scale you're talking about storing a backyard, you know, accessory, you know, type structure. Okay, well, unless there's anything to raise, we think it needs to be raised to the full council level, I think we're in a position just to continue to inform if needed.
So you can see the proposed amendment that was discussed, and so the intent here is not really close to the intent that we see. Again, I didn't attend the executive session. I had a meeting at the same time, but I will listen to the recordings and, if there was a discussion on that, and we can reach out to the sponsors of the bill.
Yeah, I
Get
think
some idea.
just to better understand intent.
Yeah.
So we know how to inform. Yeah.
There was an amended section or sections and for HB 1110, but I don't see it doesn't add anything to the council. It doesn't change the effect on the council. Is it perfect bill? It's not, but there may be some collusions on local level related to middle housing. This section 35D, comparing middle housing to single family homes. When you read deeply the bill, it seems like this is applicable to planning and zoning regulations, not directly related to the building codes, but there may be some conversations here and there. 1167, for the 1167, there is a public hearing today. So 1167 was amended right here in this section. So it used to be a work group. It was changed to a technical advisory group. Most of the language was kept the same, but there were some changes added, like available water supply and response time to professional fire department. Again, I will share personal opinion here. I don't think it affects the council. We were going to evaluate this anyway, so it's add some clarification. So I think it's okay.
So, and the one that caught my attention was, and I think it was adopted, was Senator Short's amendment, and there's something about materials in there.
I think that one didn't pass.
It did not pass, you're saying? Okay.
I don't see it currently. This is the only one that that I can see. The other one
Okay.
did not pass.
Okay.
Everything else stays the same. 5491. This is the bill, Senator Solomon. It has similar sections, compared to 1167. There are 2 executive sessions here. It may change, of course, but the bill currently, the amended bill, is better than how it was, but it still has this copy paste from the Seattle code. Here is the summary. The State Building Code Council needs to adopt standards to allow for up to 5 stories of multifamily housing units to be served by a single exit. The good thing, it aligns with the triennial code adoption cycle for 2024. We have time. We will use the experience in Seattle. Micah is a council member. He will help us out. He doesn't know yet, but he will. And we will watch closely, the executive sessions. That 5553 was for the emergency housing, temporary emergency shelters. It didn't change. There are no amendments to it. So it's a huge load for the State Building Code Council, but at least we know what we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I have. Here is the calendar for the next week, executive sessions, and we
Yeah,
will be,
that's all I can think of also. So I think they're all tightening up, and it's a lot of monitoring at this point.
here is the cutoff calendar. We're approaching March 29th right here. This is why we have executive sessions for next week.
Okay. Well, thank you for that, Stoyan. Is there, we still don't have quorum, so is there anything else for good of the order from Jay as a committee or anyone else? Okay. Well, then with that, thank you. I think we accomplished our task this week, and we'll see you again next week. We are adjourned.
Okay, thank you.